So it's been a little over 2 weeks since watchOS 11.4 was released to the public, and I felt like it'd be good to kind of go over my experience so far and also some of yours and talk about that one feature that has been a big surprise that I've really loved so far. But first, let's talk about battery life. If I come in here just to kind of show you how my battery has done, my battery health on this device, this is the Apple Watch Ultra 1. This device is over 2.5 years old at this point now, and my battery health is down to 88%. But something that I've noticed is I pretty much always, no matter what update I'm running, I only get about 36 hours of battery life off of this device, which is about the same as my Series 10 as well. A lot of you may look at that and may not see that as being the best battery life ever. It's plenty of battery life for me. I reached out to you by posting a poll here on YouTube, and I had 65% say that they've not had any issues with watchOS 11.4 at all. 16% said that battery life could be better. 10% said battery life was awful, and another 10% hadn't installed it yet. I also reached out on the comments of my last video. I had one user that said they had the Apple Watch Ultra 1 as well, and that it's working better than when they first bought it. Another user with the Apple Watch Ultra 2 that currently has the battery health at 100% said it went from 100% to 30% in 58.5 hours. That is insane, like getting that much battery life out of the Apple Watch. They also stated that, they weren't using low power mode, and they expected that they could have gone 82 hours on a single charge. I'm not sure if they would have made it to that 82 hours or not, but that's pretty great. So as I said, after 36 hours on mine, I was down to 4%. So I'm gonna do something probably before my next video where I'm actually going to wipe this and repair it to my phone just to see if that helps with battery life at all. I have a video on this as well, so I'll put a link down below and put a link at the end of this video. If that's something that you want to try as well, just remember anytime you install a software update, you need to give it a day or two just to make sure everything can kind of sync over before you really look at the battery life. Because I did have one user that had the Series 10 and said as soon as they installed it, it went from 100% and was dropping fast. And that's kind of normal when you first install software on the watch because there's a lot of syncing that has to go in between it and the phone. So usually giving it a day or two and things kind of settled down. Although battery life is super important, it's not the only reason to update to watchOS 11.4. Another reason is that we did get new emojis with this update. So if you take a look right here, we have the sad face, a tree branch, a purple splat. I think that's a turnip, a fingerprint, a little harp, a shovel, and then 2 flags. And I reached out to you all, and because I wasn't sure which flag this one right here was, and one of you responded, a few responded actually, but I kind of did a little bit of research because everybody was kind of all over the place, but a couple of you responded that it was the island of Sark. So I believe based on my search, that seems to be what this flag is. So kind of nice that we have, some new emojis. This was all based on the standard. Apple didn't add these because they really wanted to. I mean, not that they didn't want to, but this is some kind of standard update that the Unicode system does every so often, and Apple just follows in and designs their versions of what Unicode makes the standards. Along with the new emojis, we also got new colors for the watch faces, and those go along with Apple's new watch bands. They usually release a new set in the spring. So if we take a look at the colors, we have what I have been told is to be pronounced as peony. So I pronounced it wrong in the last video, but we have that one. We have tangerine, aquamarine, periwinkle, northern lights, sage, and I believe that's all because red we've had forever. But as I mentioned, these colors also go along with new sport bands that Apple has released. So we have some new sport loops, just the regular sport bands. Also, we have some new solo loops and some new braided solo loops. So if we take a quick look right here, you can just see just how well these would match together. I also wanted to mention 11.5 developer beta of watchOS is already out. I am running it on my Series 10, and I will be making a video on it as soon as it is released. So if you're interested in watchOS updates at all, be sure to subscribe. But the one feature that has surprised me the most and I'm absolutely loving is the new alarm system. So if we come in here and we go into any alarm, you can actually set it to break through silent mode. And this is really nice, especially with your wake up alarm. So if I come in here and I change it in the sleep mode, I can go to sounds and haptics and I can tell it to break through the silent mode. So if your watch is on silent mode, which is right there. Once I turn that on, now it's on silent mode. Rather than just vibrating, it will still make the sound. And that is so nice for anybody that's a deep sleeper like me. I can sleep through that vibration. Sometimes it just doesn't wake me up. So then I set alarms on my phone just in case if I have forgotten to turn off the silent mode, because I randomly turn that on when I need to and I always forget to turn it back off. So if you're anything like me, this feature right here is super nice and I highly recommend you get this update just for this feature alone, because it has saved me a lot of headache to be able to wake me up when I need it the most. So highly love this feature. This has been the best update of watchOS in my opinion in a long time. And I know it's not much, but still I have really enjoyed it. Even more so than features themselves, there have also been 65 security updates in 11.4. So if you're worried about security at all, which you really should be, 65 updates to all different things like AirDrop, audio issues, authentication services, biometrics, calendar stuff, core audio stuff. I mean, the list goes on and on. To make sure that your data is secure and safe, I highly recommend, if you haven't already, make sure you download watchOS 11.4 now. It works on the Series 6 and up. And then if you're interested in this watch band at all, this is a band from a company called Form Function Form. I love this thing. I'll put the link down below to the band. You can actually get 15% off if you use that link, but it is super minimal, super lightweight, a high quality leather band, and it is just very unique. The side buckle is really nice if you're a laptop user. You don't have to worry about the buckle hitting your laptop, so that's been super nice. So if you're interested in this band at all, link is down below. I also have a full video on it. You can click right here for it. And also, if you're interested in doing the wipe and repairing of your watch, that video is right here. Hope you have a great rest of your day. God bless.